It's Daddy-Daughter Day here at the 8-Bit household, and I wanted to get my daughter out to hopefully instill some appreciation for the old. And old does not always mean bad. New does not always mean good. But we wanted to go out and look at some cars and hopefully instill some appreciation for the older vehicles that have style, strength, growl, and a little bit of attitude. Actually, a whole lot of attitude. Hello world, we're at the Morrison Motor Car Museum. We're gonna head on in and check out all these awesome classic cars that they have, all of the race cars they have, and we're gonna have a good time. Now I'm gonna go ahead and warn you, I do not have a doctorate degree in antique vehicles. However, I have been drag racing Mustangs for quite a long time. I haven't done it here in the last probably 5 years. But I know a little bit about Mustangs and Jeeps because that's what we have around my house. So if there is anything in this awesome museum that you guys would like to tell me so that I would be able to point it out next time, feel free to nicely drop them down into the comments. This is our first room here in the museum, and it is a DeLorean exhibit. Like, how much better can the first exhibit be? It's going to take us back in time, let us see all them old cars. All we got to do is hit 88 miles per hour. After the DeLorean museum, she said that, or the DeLorean exhibit, she said that a lot of people miss this room right here. Now, I have been noticing that some of the stuff that they have here is for sale. And just to point this out too, this place also has a car dealership that deals in really nice cars, kind of antique cars, specialty cars. But here's an example of some of the stuff that, well, never mind, I thought that stuff was for sale. Here's one, yeah, the prices are on there. So some of these, you got a Leanne Rimes picture here for sale for $100. I think I'll be passing that up today. Trying to get me a new camera for my channel here. I don't think Leanne Rimes is going to help me get to that. Look at that cool chair, though. Wish I had a chair like that in my loft. So we're going to head on over here. What is this, an Impala? Yeah. 1962 is what this says. 1962 Impala, 409 cubic inches, 409 horsepower. They match up perfectly. That's kind of cool. I just ran over a speed bump with the stroller. And look at how sharp that is. Not only do they have some really cool cars, but it looks like they've got some awesome music memorabilia here. And this is signed by, I think, Faith Hill. And it's got a certificate of authenticity here. We're going to leave the red Impala alone for now and head on over to this awesome Camaro. But look what they have sitting out here on the floor. They have a lot of motors here. Ford engines, Lincoln engines. That's pretty cool. Flathead. But look at this Camaro. How cool is that? Like, see, your new cars nowadays don't have this type of styling. Thing's got a huge motor in there. Well, maybe a small block. But a really nice Camaro nonetheless. Yeah, it's a 302. Moving on down here past the Camaro, we have something with a lot of character. It is a Model A Speedster. And this is what I mean by old is not always bad, man. I would love to have something like this with my daughter. Once she grew out of a car seat, of course. Got a little bigger. And then they also have race cars here. The Budweiser car. It said it was driven by Terry Labonte. How about that? So not only do we get classic cars and race cars, we also get NASCARs that were actually driven by some really cool NASCAR drivers. I remember Terry Labonte. I never was big into NASCAR, but it is cool to see his car because I do remember the name. You can see his name right up there above the door. Well, what's kind of a door. Really, it's not a door, but you get the point. So this is amazing right here. This is from the best NASCAR driver ever to drive in NASCAR, Ricky Bobby. So this is Ricky Bobby's car. Apparently he used this in the movie. That was filmed right down the road, guys. If you didn't know, Charlotte Motor Speedway is about, I would say, a mile down the road, if that. So if you're coming here for the race, you can stop here in this little museum and get to see some really cool NASCARs. Looks like we made our way past the NASCARs and into the classic car section. Kind of the antiques. I don't know if I would actually call these classics. They're more what I would think would be antiques. There's a lot of Model Ts and things down through here, but let's take a walk. If you guys know anything about these, please tell me. Looks like Bonnie's up here ready to throw down. I don't know about that, Bonnie. I already know how this ends for you. But check this out. Like, this one's kind of old and dusty, and I kind of like it like that. It kind of gives it character and attitude. It's an old Buick. See, check out how mean that thing looks. Can't beat the attitude on these old cars. This is a neat and rare little car here. It's called an amphicar. And what that means is it's an amphibious car. So it's got wheels and things like a normal car would to drive on concrete and asphalt and things, but it also has two propellers on the back. So these are found, you can find these at Disney Springs down in Florida. You can actually ride in one of these throughout the lake there. This is interesting, not only because I like Mustangs, but this sucker is unrestored, untouched, and rust-free. I've never really seen this color before. Maybe I just don't know much about it. But this Mustang is sharp. I wonder if it came with those red tires, like that red walled tires. If you guys know, tell me. It does have a 289 in it. But this sucker looks great. This is my little gal's dream right here. She had to come to a car museum, but she also gets to see her favorite character ever. Little gal loves Barney. We didn't even really mean to introduce her to that. She just saw him on TV one day and just loved him. A lot of you guys in my other video at Auto Barn love the antique Woody here, and this one is absolutely gorgeous. I'd love to have one of these things at a beach somewhere. Like if I lived at a beach, I'd want to have one of these. This place don't always just specialize in antique cars, race cars, and just cars in general, but they do have some motorcycles here. Some Harleys, Cushmans, Seen those on American Pickers somewhere. But these things are nice, and they're old too. This Honda here, I've heard these things were really good motorcycles. I don't know much about them at all. So this is pretty much me and my dad right here. He had the Fox body when we were younger. When I was younger, I guess he was younger too. And I had this one right here. What do they call them? SN95s, I think. Though we didn't have Cobras, I had a GT like this one right here, and I had a 14 gear in it, and I ripped it up on the drag strip. Now my dad's, he had the Fox body like this, and it was a hatch. I think it was a 92 to be exact, but he had a 357 in it. Backup, I think he had a 347. No, what am I thinking? 357. And that sucker would rip, man. The motor came out of a race car, and it would stand up on its rear wheels like you wouldn't believe. It was a lot of fun. This one's sharp right here. It's a Hemi, or it's a Plymouth Satellite, but I guess I don't know why it says Hemi. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments. But look how sharp this looks. Very nice looking Plymouth. That's gonna wrap things up for the Morrison Motor Car Museum. This place was awesome, guys. It's got that awesome little like small town vibe to it. And if you want to come, it's only $6 for adults, $5 for seniors and kids. And there's some discounts and things for like military members and students and things like that. So it's definitely not an expensive thing to do around here. And it was well worth the money. I mean, got to see a lot of old movie cars and a lot of old cars that I used to love and enjoy. My daughter got to see Barney, and there's a gift shop at the beginning and the end. So I definitely suggest coming out here and checking this stuff out. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. But for now, it's gonna be game over.